guys, thank you for joining us once again today. It's been a little while since I saw you last, and in the past 5 weeks I haven't actually done any recording because I'm now a first-time dad. We got a healthy little girl. She's doing really well. She is a bit of a nightmare, I'll be honest with you, and sleepless nights are quite a common thing for me at the moment, and that's pretty much how this session started as well. We had a really early one. I was outside Owen's house at 3:30 this morning, and we then made our way over to this magnificent river you can see behind me, the River Wye.
So another nice chub, if I can hold on to it. Caught on the float, 4mm pellet. We've had a good morning so far. Probably 6 or 7 nice chub. Biggest probably 4 pound, possibly 5. It looks like they've just spawned in this pool, so putting a bit of weight on after spawning. Having a good feed. Happy days. Hopefully there's a few more shoaled up here. Can't get it out. Where's my net? You've had your fun in the net. There you go. Job done. This is a gnarly character. Maybe seen a few pike. Plenty of them in this pool.
We started off with a barbel, but it was really quiet, and there's a lot of boat traffic on the river today. And yeah, it just made the feeder fishing really difficult because we just forever winding in, casting back out, winding in. So we both decided to chuck some floats on a light setup and target the chub. To start off with, Owen started fishing and I was recording, and he absolutely smashed it. He had about 8 or 9 fish, averaging around 3 pound. The first one he had was around 4 pounds, so that was a real good fish and a great way to start. He also had a couple of small chublets and a few little dace, but after a while it went a bit quiet. I think again because of the boat traffic. So we baited the swim up, went back up to the van, had some sandwiches, had a bit of a break, give the swim a little bit of a rest. And then we went back down and switched roles. So then Owen was recording and I was fishing. I had about half an hour. First couple of casts, trotting through, didn't have anything. And then all of a sudden, I was locked up and it felt like I was onto the bottom. I got a really, really light setup. And I had a cracking fish for about, again, 3 pound. Whoop. It's a lively one. These fish are so pumped up in there at the moment. Unbelievable. there we go. My first one of the day. Owen's had a couple of hours fishing. He's gone. Owen's had a couple of hours in front of me while I've been recording. He's absolutely smashed it, and now I've jumped in on the same peg. Had a couple of casts, get the depth right in the float, and yeah, that's my first fish. Hopefully, first of many.
Bites and just slow down.
Little fish, it is pestering me like. It's something I always wanted to do, mate. I used to use one when I was really young. My dad used to have one. And yeah, I just used to really enjoy using it, but it was really hard when I was younger. I couldn't quite control it the right way. And yeah, after we booked the session here, it's one of those things where I just decided, you know what, I've always wanted one. I'm gonna splash out. Well, in fact, it wasn't that expensive. It was quite cheap for what it is. Spent a little bit of money on it. And this is the first session where I'm properly using it. Although I did have a couple of hours out on the river the other day. I genuinely thought I was stuck on the bottom end, but I think so. Yeah, net, be fine in a minute, mate. I think I got a little while before he comes to the net. You can grab him now if you want. Go see it. He wants to be on camera, like. I love these soft rods, mate, and this style of fishing on the rivers. It's the best, like. I find it mad how much they're pinning themselves to the bottom as well. Crazy, like. It's another nice one. A decent fish. You know, I don't quite understand why anybody would not be happy catching these on this method. Really don't get it. Oh, mate, it's awesome. Like, they're really good conditioned fish as well. Like,
Why do you think the Centerpin's such a benefit, mate?
I think I might be the biggest one of the day, bud.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. You'd be surprised at that, I know.
Why do you think the Centerpin's such a benefit?
Why? I don't really know, to be honest with you. Or are you filming and I have to say something? Well, that didn't work. Oh, you got thingy. You want to convert them to the Centerpin? Yeah. Don't do it. It's crap. Get a fixed spool. So much better. It's getting back. Come on, beautiful. Yeah. I don't mind that though, but I'm happy catching them. Fair play. That is the boxiest little chublet I've ever had. You see that? Yeah. Look how wide he is.
Yeah. Rich with food, this river.
Oh mate, it's incredible. It's unmatched, isn't it? The Usk is a healthy river, but the Wye is just next level. Like. What's going on? This is wild. Yeah. I feel tired watching them. Very shortly after that, the river got very busy once again. There was loads of boats coming down. There was some sort of competition or something. There was literally just boat after boat after boat with loads of guys on there screaming and shouting, and loads of spectators down the river screaming and cheering them on. So yeah, we decided to reel in, move up the river. I've just chucked out a bit of bait in this swim now, and we're going to be going down the river and actually up a little bit further up to the end of the beat, chucking some bait in and prepping some spots, and hopefully we're going to get amongst some barbel before the end of the session.
Hi guys, I'm Owain. I've been fishing the Wye now for about 15 years, mainly for the pike in the winter, although quite a lot of barbel and chub fishing. I've fished many different stretches through the years. It's a great adventure, the Wye. There's plenty of different varied fishing to do. You've got the chub, the barbel, the dace, the perch. There's all sorts of different species and all sorts of different techniques you can use. Today we're going to be fishing for the barbel, as Tom said. We've had a bit of chub fishing so far. Mainly fishing on the float. Tom was using a centerpin, great technique on the river, fantastic way of fishing and very enjoyable. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more float fishing done this afternoon whilst we bait up for some barbel, and then hopefully get our strings pulled and a couple of big barbel later on this evening.
Right, so as you can see, Owen and I have now come back down to the swim where we were earlier on before we went for a little bit of a walk to put some bait into other swims. And to be honest, we're back a little bit sooner than we expected. When we took the walk up the river, it's probably around about half a mile up to the top of the beat. It wasn't really what we expected. There's lots of swims, there's loads of swims to access, but because the river level is so low, it's quite a steep drop from the banks down to the river, and we didn't really fancy any of the swims that we came across, to be honest. And yeah, this one really sort of cries out to us. Is a really nice feature here, which is the groin that I'm sat on. Got some really deep water out in front of me here, which is perfect for barbel fishing, which we're going to do a little bit later on. But as you can probably see, and as you've already guessed, I'm back using a float at the moment. Already I've had a couple of small chublet, up to about ½ a pound, so nothing to write home about. But at the moment, trotting the float down with the centerpin, nice and chilled out. It's much better than sitting on our hands waiting for the prime time to target the barbel. There's a couple of lads down below us. They were here earlier on as well when we first arrived on this stretch, and it doesn't seem like they've caught anything, so don't really feel like we're missing out by not putting the barbel rods out. And if anything, while we're here now, we can keep topping it up, keep getting the bait in. If barbel do move in, then you know, they can get confident on the bait that we're putting in. Plus, when we're using this light setup with the float, there's every chance that we could hook a barbel on this setup as well. So we're going to be taking turns back and forth, because there's only really enough room for one of us to fish it efficiently. And yeah, hopefully we'll snag a barbel, as I said earlier, before the end of the trip.
So I'm using a 12-foot, 2¼ pound test curve rod for my barbel fishing. It's through action. 2¼ might seem a little heavy, especially in the summer. You could probably go down to 1.5, 1.75, but when the level comes up on the Wye, it can get pretty hairy. You could be using 5-ounce, 7-ounce feeders, for example. Today I'm using a 3-ounce feeder. I'm using a 3.5-foot hook length. Just a lead clip setup, as you would do for carp, and a tail rubber to kick it away from the feeder. So the feeder's just got some ground bait, 4mm pellets, and some larger pellets as well. And then on the hook, I'm using a size 10. The hair's quite short because I don't mind picking up the chub. If you lengthen your hair, you can stop picking up the chub that way. Or reduce the chub numbers anyway. And I'm just using a 12mm sticky baits krill dumbbell, which I find are really stinky, so they're good for the barbel. The chub love them as well. So yeah, it seems to be working. So hopefully get it back out there now and bag ourselves a barbel.
Vedi? Wow. Good bloody chub, mind.
Good video.
Do you want to hear? Wait.
So I just had a lovely bite on the feeder rod. The tip whacked round whilst Tom was napping. I was nearly asleep myself, to be fair, but you can't fall asleep when you've got a feeder rod out. You'll be straight in the river if you have a barbel. Lovely chub though. A couple of knocks and scrapes where it's just been spawning, but yeah, nice fish. Thick across the back. Put up a good scrap. So I'm happy catching chub all day. As long as the tip's going round, I don't mind what it is. Happy days. So it's always good practice to leave fish recover in the net. Just after you've caught them, don't pull them out straight away. Don't do the photos straight away. Leave them recover in the net, especially barbel, and especially in the summer, because they're quite sensitive in the summer. Chub are a bit more hardy, but the barbel, let them rest, then weigh them, do your photos, let them rest again, and then let them kick off strong. There we go.
Well guys, that's the end of our session today. Unfortunately, despite our efforts, we didn't actually manage to get our hands on any barbel, but we're not really disappointed because we've had a fantastic day on the chub. Lost count of how many fish we had between us, and up to a good size of around 4.5 to maybe 5 pound. One thing I will say is the number of small chub that we had that were around 6 to 8 inches is off the scale, and it's really nice to see because it shows the river's healthy and it's thriving, and it just ensures us that in years to come when we come back here, there's always going to be some fish for us to target, which is a very nice thought to go away with. Although we didn't get any barbel this time around, join us for part 2 where we head to another section of the Wye, and hopefully we'll do ourselves justice and get a couple on the bank.